Colorado versus Nebraska was a bloodbath. I know, what was it, like 28-10, 28-7, something like that. Yeah, Nebraska's D line. And look, I was wrong, but I thought that this might be a spot where Colorado kind of taxed Nebraska a little bit through the air, but you saw Nebraska's athletically profiled DBs, the ones that they've been recruiting over there and gathering with Tony White, and paid off really well. And look, that D line we talked about in the season. We had a video where we are talking about the best units in college football, and we talked about Nebraska's D line. People might think that we're crazy, but that Nebraska D line, granted, talking about Colorado's offensive line, okay, but that defensive line for Nebraska looked the part. It looked like the unit that we were hyping up back in June.
Here's the thing. I'm with you. They looked unbelievable, but I also think this is on Colorado and whatever kind of offensive scheme that they came out with, we're not trying to commit to running the football, right? I mean, Nebraska runs, I think it's like a 3-3-5. There is you can run the ball on that. I know their nose is really, really good, and that's key to have in a 3-3-5. Obviously, the polar bear, now was everywhere. And so are a lot of other players on that D line. But again, like, yes, you went down early, but you still don't have to abandon the run. Like, it was just super frustrating to see Dallin Hayden and August offered it, like guys not getting the ball because I think that this game could have been closer, especially, it got out of hand there in that first half. Obviously, Colorado had the pick go through their hands and Nebraska ended up scoring. But credit to Nebraska and Matt Rule. Signature wins, sold out crowd, momentum obviously soaring their way. Colorado, again, two straight weeks of not looking great. They didn't look great in North Dakota State. Got a win there. Did not look good at all. Kind of came out flat. Obviously, the pick six really didn't help, but you were backed up in your own end zone. That's also like your inability or refusal to run the football. And I don't think it's an inability. I do think they have the offensive line and the talent there to be able to run the ball, especially with those receivers, because you still have to respect those receivers. And you kind of saw Nebraska playing a lot of, deep coverage and willing to let Colorado just nickel and dime the way down the field. But that opens up running lanes. Like there should be running lanes there. And down to hit an average 6 yards per carry. I know it was only 5 attempts, but that's the problem right there. But
Yeah,
Travis Hunter's really good. And Raiola was fun. He was accurate. He missed some throws, but he put some really, really good balls there. Dante Dawa. I was talking about Nebraska early in the season, preseason or preview. I was like, who's their number one running back? Do they have an alpha there? And Dante Dawa is really good. He has emerged as that guy that they feel good giving the ball, 15, 20 times a game and kind of running them out. And yeah, and they could do it. And obviously the second half they took their foot off the gas and just kind of rode out the win. But Nebraska's a player, man. Nebraska's a player.
yeah. Feel like the formula for Colorado to win against those type of teams, they have not found it at all, right? They're going to be able to compete against, I think, a lot of teams, and they're going to be able to score against a lot of teams. But when you go up against a physically dominating defensive line, such as Nebraska's, they are going to have problems because they have not figured it out yet at all. They refuse to run the ball, like you said. Shador's just back there, just helpless. They tried to get side to side with it, throwing screen plays, quick slants, and I credit what they were doing in the pass game to try to avoid, some of the damage that the defensive line was doing. But yeah, it wasn't enough. It was not enough. And yeah, that's really all I got to say about that game. I know Shador went to the locker room with 2 minutes to go in the game. Uh, I don't know if that was because of an injury or because that was for some other reason that is a little bit concerning as well. But I'm just I I don't feel I feel slightly worse about Colorado. This team, I think we were both on the under 5.5 wins for them, but I think I just feel a lot better about Nebraska more than I feel worse about Colorado. I think Colorado is what they are, right? And they just got exposed today by a team that was more physical than them. So that just is exactly what it was.